Good morning, fourth grade. Happy Tuesday. Okay, so today we're going to continue with the same passage that we had yesterday, Fruit of the Bog. Okay, and today we're going to go back, close read to find some additional information. So what we're going to do today should look very familiar. Okay, we're going to go back to some organizing skills. Okay, we're looking for what the text said, looking for that evidence, what you already know after you found some text evidence, that's your experience piece, and then making your inference. Okay, but I'm going to give you something that you're going to look for. So if you're looking for a specific piece of evidence, you're looking for evidence surrounding something that helps you make an inference about growing conditions in Massachusetts and Wisconsin. So when I say growing conditions, it talks about the growing conditions needed by cranberries. So how are cranberries able to thrive and grow in what kind of environment or situation or surrounding? Okay, so I'm going to read it one more time, and as I'm reading again, I want you to look for and listen for details about growing conditions in Massachusetts and Wisconsin. How are cranberries able to grow in what kind of environment? Those are the details that we're looking for when looking through this passage. Fruit of the Bog by Alden Sims. The first people known to eat cranberries were the Native Americans in northern regions of what is now the United States. Centuries before the Pilgrims arrived in 1620, Native Americans ate a bread made with cranberries mashed into cornmeal. They also munched on dried cranberries throughout the winter. But cranberries were useful for more than just food. Native Americans made dye from the berries to color blankets and rugs. And they used the berries as a medicine for the treatment of wounds. Okay, I don't think I had noticed or mentioned this before, but there's a number next to each group of sentences that just labels each paragraph. So if there's an alternative way for you to organize your ideas rather than the chart that we're very familiar with, you can just write one paragraph symbol, one, and then just write a detail if there's a detail, again, that talks about growing conditions in Massachusetts and Wisconsin. Okay, and that also just helps you go back to where that paragraph is really quickly and going back into that part of the text. Okay. Moving on, paragraph 2. In 1810, Henry Hall from Cape Cod, Massachusetts, became the first person known to cultivate cranberries. The word cultivate means to grow as a farm crop. Cranberries grow only in particular conditions. They grow best in bogs. They need an acid, peat soil, a steady water supply, and a covering of sand. The growing season must last from April to November, followed by a dormant period in the winter. The winter chill is needed for the fruit buds to mature. If you're not sure, the word dormant, you could look it up. And if you are going to, go ahead and press pause so you can do that now. All right, for those of you that looked it up, good for you. Just checking to make sure that the word and definition that you looked up is matching the actual definition, the way it's used in this sentence. The word dormant just means to be asleep, okay, or not active. All right, paragraph 3. Do you know how cranberry farmers know when the berries are ripe and ready to harvest? The small berries float to the surface of the bog and bob along there. The farmers are able to pull off this nifty harvest trick because inside each berry is a tiny pocket of air. Finally, paragraph 4. For years, the #1 cranberry producing state in the United States was Massachusetts. However, since 1995, the state of Wisconsin has been the top cranberry producer. In 2010, Wisconsin harvested more than 4 million barrels of cranberries. All right, so while I'm reading aloud this passage, you have the ability to pause or rewind, listen to certain parts of the passage however many times that you need to, as long as you're able to, again, go back and use the passage to find text evidence. Remember, you're looking for inferences about growing conditions in Massachusetts and Wisconsin. So we're looking for 2 to 3. I'm going to give you one example just to get you started. All right, so one piece of text detail that I heard that again adds to the inference about growing conditions in Massachusetts and Wisconsin. I know that cranberries grow best in bogs. I know a lot of you are like, I don't know what a bog is. Well, let me tell you. A bog is a wet, muddy ground too soft to support a heavy body. So just imagine the ground. Imagine it being wet, muddy, and it's too soft to support something heavy. That is a bog. Okay? Cranberries grow best in bogs. I need you to come up with 2 to 3 additional text pieces of evidence. Again, remember, you're not just pulling evidence from the text about cranberries, it's about something specific, and that something specific is about growing conditions in Massachusetts and Wisconsin. Okay. All right, and then maybe something that you know. Is there something about cranberries that you know that has nothing to do with the passage? Is there something about the way cranberries grow that you know that you can't find in the text? I want you to list 1 or 2 of those things. Again, 2 to 3 pieces of text evidence, 1 or 2 things that you know about them. Maybe a particular word that helps you understand the passage a little bit more. And you can't use bogs because we have the definition here that I just looked up. Okay. And then finally, making that inference. Okay. Your inference is using both of these things, the evidence and the experience, you're able to make your inference, your best and most sensible guess. Okay, you know what to do. You're going to go ahead and finish watching this video and watch it again if you need to. And then you're going to go on to Canvas and put in your work. And if you have questions, you know how to communicate with both me and Mrs. Whitford. Please ask for help if you need it, okay? Hope you have a great and successful Tuesday, and do your best. I know this was a very entertaining story, so you can read it as many times as you'd like if you want to learn more about the cranberry, okay? Or if you want to learn more about any other thing, and this is inspiration that led you there. If you want to learn more about the sauerkraut, go for it. Okay, have a great Tuesday, and I'll see you guys later.